Oh my gosh. I'm literally... I don't want to sound like I'm whinging here, but I'm shaking. Did that really just happen? Did that really just happen? The fucking incest and then the zombie dragon. Oh, we're about to get started off here correctly. This is the finale. Game of Thrones, Sir Hunt's Season 7 live after show. We will be starting shortly. Thank you all for joining us. You know, we got a long night coming up. This wait for Season 8. Go ahead and slap a like on this. Go ahead and subscribe and then turn the notifications on. We're about to get this party started off quickly. Let's give everyone a few minutes to join us. Jesus Cristo. Jesus freaking Cristo, man. Jeez. Oh, God, that was such an amazing episode, dude. Such an amazing episode. You know, like, I can't wait to debate with people that didn't enjoy that episode because it had a little bit of something for everyone. And honestly, Tyrion, I thought you were gonna fucking die. Jaime, I thought you were gonna die too. Oh, like, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Jesus. All right, so yeah, I'll be in the chat, guys. I'll be in the chat. Whew. Yes, thank you. I see you, Matt Z. That is the CGI budget. Like, literally, they probably spent like $3 million just on the CG department for this episode. The Night King of Viserion, like, whew. Jeez, that was, and you know what? I didn't even get to enjoy that scene thoroughly because my internet started freezing up. So I had to, like, go back 10 seconds and then it was butchy. But I got to see I know what happens at the end of that. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Everyone, how are y'all doing? What's up? Shout out to everyone in the chat right now. Please go ahead and slap a like on this. We're going to be starting shortly. I will be in the chat. Oh, are you guys ready? Are y'all ready? Just let me grab my soda real quick. Oh man. Such good TV, right? You guys are about to see my ugly mug in 3, 2. Oh, there we go. How's it hanging? Oh, look, we got a little bit of the chroma key exposed. How are you all doing tonight on this lovely Game of Thrones Season 7 finale? Real quick, on a scale from 1 to 10, what do you give this episode? I give it a 40-fucking-7, and I hope you all give it a 40-fucking-7 as well. You know, we got quite a bit to discuss. I will say, fuck you, Baelish. You went down like the fucking clown you are, bro. Like, you all the way. And it was done by Arya using the dagger that was given to Bran. That was then given to... Oh, there's so much. There's so many. It was awesome. And we actually saw, like, some Monty Python-style blood squirting out of his neck. And it was glorious. It was glorious. I will say, Cersei, fuck you all the way. I thought you were gonna kill Tyrion, although that was Tyrion's dumbass fault. And I also thought that you were about to have the mountain kill Jaime. I was about to say, oh my god, like literally, y'all don't understand. Like I was actually more like on the edge of my seat for that than I was when the dragon went when the dragons were north of the wall. Speaking of which, the fucking wall is down. Let's all start it trending on Twitter. Let's see if we can get that starting. Hashtag the dead march south. Let's start that trending on Twitter. The dead finally fucking march south. Like, yo, I can't imagine if they didn't have a season 8, how this season 7 would have been. Cause like if it ends with the wall going down, which there were like literally 30 of us YouTubers that were making videos last year that said the wall's coming down next season. Like what? How would they? That's nuts. I cannot believe we. It's like it's so, you know, the ending is gonna be bittersweet, but it's also bittersweet right now. Like we have to wait what could be a year, you know, and some change. I call it the long night, you know, till next season, till season 8, till we get some more Game of Thrones. So you know what you better do to prepare yourself, my friends. Stock up on food and all that good shit. But here on YouTube, click subscribe, turn your notifications on so that way you get alerted every time I drop Game of Thrones content throughout this off season. And it is officially the off season. How many people are watching this right now? Let me take a sip of my soda. Not that I need any more fucking caffeine. Oh, buddy. Jesus Cristo. Alright, so what do we got? We got 1,000 people banging with us already. That's what's up. Go ahead and slap a like on this video. And I'm gonna go ahead and read some numbers. Let's see, we got 40-fucking-7, 50 out of 10, 10, 9.9 out of 10, 42, 40-fucking-9. Oh, like that. I like that. It's almost like the, crank it to 11. Yeah, but this one's got 11. Spinal Tap. A little bit of that Spinal Tap. Yeah, I will say that the incest was a bit insane this episode. Like, I legitimately was like, oh my... Like, okay. Let's be honest here. The plot leak told us about this last year. I think it was like October was when the plot leak first came out. And it has gotten numerous things correct. And the boat sex, we all knew about it. Like, I'm pretty sure at one point boat sex was trending on Twitter and it was referring to Jon Snow and Daenerys banging. I will say that when we first go into them having sex, it was interesting to see Daenerys was on top. I was like, what the fuck is going on there? Like, how does that work? And then, you know, they quickly roll over, but it's trying to show you that Daenerys is like probably going to be the one who wears the pants in that relationship. Like, it's crazy. If Emilia Clarke wasn't so short, it would have been even funnier because then Kit, you know, standing right next to her. Oh man, who cares? Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, like it confirmed. Jon Snow's name is Aegon Targaryen. Like, literally Aegon. Okay, and then look, man. Like Sam goes straight into Bran, right? And Bran's like, his real name is Jon Sand, and he's like, no, Sam was paying attention to Gilly. He was listening to his baby mama. Technically, pseudo baby mama, but either way, he was paying attention and he goes, hey Bran, actually bro, no, they got married. And then he says, is there any way you could know? And then as soon as he says no, we get the only flashback of the season. That's my one disappointment with this episode. I thought we were gonna get a Turn It Harrenhal flashback, but I don't know if that's ever gonna happen on the TV show. We just got Rhaegar and Lyanna's marriage, which it was cool. I feel like we need to see more of Rhaegar though. Like it was like a side profile, and honestly, I thought that was Viserys I thought it was Viserys. I know it's not him, and I know the actor was confirmed by the glorious spoiler people over at the Free Folk subreddit. That was spoiled like 2 weeks ago, but actually no, even longer than that. But yeah, no, I mean, like, I feel like we need to see more of Rhaegar. I'm not the average show watcher, but the average show watcher, the millions of people that watch tonight, need to see more of Rhaegar. Hashtag the dead march south. Hashtag more of Rhaegar. Hashtag Littlefinger, protect your fucking neck, bro. Like, obviously he's not a Wu-Tang fan. Obviously he's not a Wu-Tang fan because he would have been protecting his shit. He just left it wide open. This bitch motherfucker drops down on his knees and goes, Sansa, please don't kill me, Sansa. Like, come on, bro. You are straight bitch made. Like, we would call you in the hood, brother. We would call you bitch made. Like, you literally, like, dude, you could have at least gone out with one of your classic one-liners. Like, like you were just, they played him like a fucking fiddle, dog. Like, they played me too, dog. I was like, why is Arya nervous? She's looking at, she's like sizing up the guard. She's like, am I about to have to, like, how many people am I gonna have to kill to get out of here? I was nervous at so many times. Like, the episode was so well written that even though I kind of knew what was going to happen since last year, I was still on the edge of my fucking seat. Like, I haven't felt like that since last episode. But no, I mean, for real, like, it was crazy. It was insane. It was mind-blowing is the only thing that happened. I think I missed a super chat. By the way, shout out to Erin Habig. Thank you. She dropped the first super chat way earlier this afternoon. We got a super chat from Evan Paul. Thank you, sir. And he says, the Night King can fly wherever he wants, kill people, warg them back, and add them to his army elsewhere. We are fucked. Yes, we are, sir. Thank you for that super chat, and I agree with you. Along with the hashtag of the dead march south, hashtag Littlefinger protect your neck, let's add hashtag we're fucked to that. Hashtag we're fucked GOT7S season 8. GOTS8. Oh, man. It's crazy. Let's see. I think we're at 128 likes. Let's see if we got 1,600 people watching right now. Let's see if we can start off with 500 likes. That'll be the first like goal. All right. So I'm going to jump in the chat. I'm going to start reading you all's questions. I'm just kind of riffing right now. I'm going to do a better job of getting in the chat as well. The subscriber goal for tonight, I'll make it real easy. I'll make it for 25,000. Can we bang that goal out in this live stream? 25,000. So we got 24,837. That's like less than 200. I think we can do it. All right, I'm just gonna grab a Q&A real quick. Q&A, do you think that the Valonqar theory will be true? I thought it was gonna be reverse Valonqar. I thought Cersei was literally going to have the Mountain kill Jaime. And if Jaime hadn't have, like, sidestepped and gotten the hell out of there so quickly, that might have happened. Like, it would have been a reverse Valonqar. Jesus Cristo. Oh, man. How many people we got watching us right now? Which we working on. We're rocking it. 1,600 solid. All right, that's what's up. I see 230 likes. Let's see if we can get 500 likes going off. All right, so I'm gonna answer some more questions. Let's see. Hashtag bitch made. Q&A. Where do you think Jaime went? Jaime definitely went north, which honestly, that was like, I was anticipating that moment. Like, before the season even started, I did numerous live streams, and in one of those live streams, I remember specifically mentioning that I would like to see Jaime end out switching sides this season, and that's exactly what happened. That's literally what happened. He was like, she's fucking crazy. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised, and what pushed Jaime over the edge was the fact that Cersei went behind his back and basically collaborated with Euron on this master plan. Now, I will say this. Euron kind of gave Daenerys quite a few winks tonight. Like, he was looking at her in a certain sort of way, and it kind of makes me think, like, will Euron stay loyal to that? Will he sail to maybe go and try and help Daenerys? Like, he put on a really good show. And honestly, if you have to choose between queens, like, let's see, one's got 2 dragons and 100,000 screaming warriors, one's probably not even able to conceive children, and they're, like, at the wit's end of their army. They don't have very many forces left. Who would you choose if you were Euron? So I don't think Euron is going to exactly play that out the way that it did. But I will say that this makes me think that baby might be Euron's. Like, I don't know, Cersei was just like, with the help of Euron, like the way that she's referring to him is not the same way it was when he first showed up. Like, she definitely respects this dude. And I see we got some more super chats. Let me see what those are real quick. We got one from Jeremiah. Thank you, sir. And he says, the Hound basically said Clegane Bowl will happen. Yes, he did. He pretty much said, what were his words? You know what's coming for you. You've always known what's coming for you. And when he says that, he obviously means death. I will say that I don't know how the fuck the Mountain sees, because his eyes had like these disgusting white discs over them, and I was surprised that he could even tell who the fuck was standing in front of him. Do we all know if the Mountain really registered that was his brother? I mean, obviously we're gonna assume that, but I'm just saying, do we really know? I don't think he can see. I think he can smell really good. How does he see out of that shit? His eyes are clearly dead. There's like no, I don't understand that. You know, maybe he's like I don't know. We can't even really understand. But yes, Clegane Bowl will definitely be going down. Thank you for that super chat, Jeremiah. Let's see. We got another one from Edward. €2. Thank you, sir. There's no message with that. Then we got another one from Fat2Fit Gaming. Thank you. And he or she says, Jamie is the man. Yes, he is. I honestly, I'm such a big fan of Jamie. Like, I was pissed off that this dude decided to charge Daenerys in the Field of Fire, but those are days of olden, my friend. Jamie has elevated to top 10 characters for Sir Hans motherfucking reviews. Because of what he's done, he's riding north. He's going to go get him some Brienne ass. He's going to go try to hook up with Brienne. And I think Tormund might have something negative to say about that. Maybe just a little bit negative. I'm going to jump into the chat, I promise y'all. With some questions. I want to go through some of my notes, just a little bit of them, not very many, because I have like 3 pages of notes. That's for my breakdown, which will be coming out tonight. I've drank in like 2 of these all day today, and I want to give a shout out to Mountain Dew. Speaking of shout outs, while that we have, how many people do we have watching right now? Let me check real quick. I wanted to try to hit it at a peak. We have 2,177 people rocking with me right now. Let's see if we can hit that like goal of 750. I just bumped it up 250. But I also want to give a shout out to Con of Thrones. It has officially been announced, and the link is down in the description. Con of Thrones hashtag 2.0 will be coming to Dallas, Texas next year. And I'm fucking excited. I had never been to Nashville this year when we had one, and then next year it's in Dallas. So I'll get to go and eat some Texas barbecue. I live in the South currently, but I've never been to Texas. I think the furthest south I've ever been to is New Orleans, right? But technically, Texas is Midwest South. So it's like, I'm fucking excited. I can't wait. But yeah, go check that out. Con of Thrones is like the biggest Game of Thrones fan-led convention there is. It's only Game of Thrones. It's not like the biggest convention, but it's the biggest convention that's only with Game of Thrones. But yeah, go check that out. Links in the description. Holy shit, we got 2,343 people banging with us right now. That's what's up. I see that the chat is flying by. Go ahead and start sending in your question. Mods, please, if you could, please spam all of the questions that we get when we get them. Let's see. We got another super chat from Edward. He says, Pod's magic rod will save us all. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bronn made a joke about Pod's penis. Yeah, okay, so where does this leave Bronn with? I know I'm getting sidetracked here, but where does this leave Bronn with? By the way, thank you, Edward, for the super chat. Where does that leave Bronn at? I would have liked to have seen him with Jaime. Bronn was making it seem as though he plays a different game now. He's making it seem like he's going to stay loyal to Cersei. Like, was it not like that? He said he's bringing in two of the traitors to Cersei for this queen. I'm a little bit, might be pushed back a little bit from Bronn. But Jaime all the way, son. All the way. Jaime motherfucking Lannister. Then we got another one from Fit2 Gaming, or Fat2Fit Gaming, and there was no message with that. Thank you, sir, for the super chat. Then we got one from Rocket Man, and Rocket Man says, "Get to Dany and Jon already in the dragon." All right, cool. So we'll jump on Dany and Jon. All right, cool. I like spinning out my hair before it helps me get my thoughts together. Okay, so Daenerys and Jon Snow. Let's pull up my notes on that. Let's see. Right after we get, it's really funny because right after we get the Rhaegar and Lyanna marriage confirmation, that's when we cut to Jon and he's outside Daenerys' ships. There are no words exchanged. Jon knocks on the door. We see the Targaryen sigil. Dany opens up and he kind of gives her that look like, "Hey, babe, you gonna move to the side or am I gonna have to fucking get on my knees. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I've known for that. We're not necessarily in a cave, but we were in a cave at one point. Yeah, and then Jon proceeds, after just having confirmed to everyone, not people like me who read the books, not people who watch YouTube videos that would know, like, yo, to everyone, it is clear that Jon Snow's parents are Rhaegar and Lyanna. It has also been made clear in past seasons that Rhaegar is Daenerys' sister. That is that's a little bit weird. It kind of bothered me a little bit. I'm like, the way that they just meshed those two clips together. Like, I feel like we could have had the one with the confirmation maybe at the beginning of the episode and then had it like a while to digest that, and then you got to the boat. But they just were like, fuck it, dude. Like, their kid is going to be a super Targaryen. Now, I will say that I think they had to do it like this because with Bran and Sam piecing together the puzzle with the way they did, it was like it was perfect because they found out first and Jon doesn't really know. So now Daenerys and Jon have hooked up, not knowing that they are nephew and aunt. Oh man. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. You know, I kind of mentioned on the sex scene, I like the way that they switched it out. It was showing more that, you know, the showrunners are feminists. They had Daenerys on top. She was like kind of taking the reins first, and then Jon switched around. So it's gonna kind of show you their first union. What I took away from that, and it could just be me reading into it too much, but it's gonna show you their relationship is going to be a lot of give and take. Like, it's both going to be, obviously any healthy relationship needs to have a lot of give and take in it, but it shows us that their relationship is going to be mutual. Like, it's going to be both of them equal parts. They're both going to like play the role of the one who wears the pants, and that's kind of like a chauvinist way of putting it, but I mean, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. They banged nakedly. I thought I'd get to see a bit more of Emilia. I know women are happy. Jon Snow fans are happy they got to see his butt. But yeah, you know, according to Bran and Sam, that was like some super incest. Like, obviously, Jaime and Cersei kind of wear the crown when it comes to incest because they literally were born. They came into the world together and they like made 3 kids. So that's like, it's further than Dany and Jon. But I mean, it's up there. It's like, it's up there. It's it's up there. Okay, and then you know, the second thing that Rocket Man wanted me to talk about was the dragon, and I don't really know what to really say about that. I mean, Viserion handled like a fucking, like a car with really good handling. What was I about to say? Like an Audi. Literally handled like an Audi. Like, he's whipping around all back and forth. And then he gets up to the wall, and it's kind of like, we already knew what was coming. We saw the White Walkers walk up, you know, in front of the Whites, and they just stood still. We all knew what it was. Like, the Night King obviously wasn't present, and then he looks up. The one White Walker that they've been focusing on the whole shot looks up, and then out of fucking nowhere, the Night King swoops down, and he's riding on his magical Viserion, and he flies up, and he starts melting down the wall. His flame looks to be hotter, so my prediction that he was going to be even stronger than he was before is true. He's now ridden by someone who is magically adept. Like, Daenerys is magically inept and magically adept, if you want to call it. Like, Daenerys is a magician herself. She has magic herself. But the Night King is literally a necromancer slash green seer slash fucking wizard. Like, he's got all that, and he enhanced Viserion's power. So Viserion will now reign supreme over all dragons, and blue flame, we all know, burns hotter than any other flame there is. So I feel like it's going to be pretty hard for him to fight his brothers in this next season. I will say that I thought the wall would put up a bit more of a fight. I would have liked to have seen more of the wall, and like I said, when that scene was going on, my computer was wigging out, so obviously I'm going to need to go back and sort of rewatch it, but from what I could mainly get from that was that it was just like solid ice. I would have liked to have seen some weird wood structures at the base of that, like maybe when they showed the rubble, when they showed the dead marching south, once again, hashtag the dead march south. Once they were showing that, I would have liked to seen some of those runes carved into the weirwood trees, or just some more supernatural elements to the wall other than just a big ass block of ice. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, we have 2,700 people watching us right now. I think that is a record for Sir Hunt's reviews. Let's bump that like goal on up to 750. And if you could, please slap a like on this video, subscribe. Remember, Game of Thrones Season 8 is going to be at the very least 1 year away. It is my job, along with many of us other Game of Thrones YouTubers, to entertain you all through the long night. So go ahead and click subscribe, turn the notifications on so that we get alerted every time I drop Game of Thrones content throughout this off season. All right, so let's see. I think I missed a couple super chats. Let's see. We got one from the boy Zach, aka Matt Z. Yeah, I'll see you, bro. Thank you for that, sir. He says, will Dany kneel to Jon as the rightful king, or will they share the power? And that's another thing too. It's like it confirmed. They said it, at least. They said it. We don't have to sit here and fucking analyze and try to sort through the nonsense. No, they literally said it straight up. Jon Snow's the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. Will Jon want the Iron Throne? Hell no. To answer your question, will he bend the knee to Dany? He probably did that like 3 times. And that was just off camera during that boat sex scene. So I definitely don't think that Jon will fight Daenerys when it comes to who is the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. Although I do think it will be an interesting sort of conflict. They could maybe right into next season. Like maybe if Daenerys wants to do something and Jon says no, I want to do it this way, and if Jon has already found that out, maybe he would pull that a little bit. But I think the fact that they are, it's almost like when you're okay, so let's see, normal Friday night for me before I started dating my girlfriend, coming up on 7 years ago, I would have probably stayed and played Xbox, you know what I mean, or had gone to work, and then when I got home, you know, played and stayed Xbox, you know. But when I'm not, we go and do stuff like we went to the theater, we saw a play, you know what I mean. So you do shit like that. So the same can be said with Jon and Daenerys. When conflict arises beforehand, they kind of talked it out. Now that they're intermeshed and they have eloped officially and that they have incestuously banged, all problems will quickly be snuffed out. I pretty much, like, if Jon's like me anyway, he'll probably just let her do whatever she wants, because it just makes everything easier. It just makes stuff so much easier when you just give in and you're just like, hey, all right, yeah, I got you, we'll go and do that, got you right away. So yeah, there's that. Did I answer your question thoroughly? Okay, so will they share the power? I definitely think that's what I'm getting at. They will definitely be sharing the power. Once again, thank you for that, Matt Z, aka Zach. Let's see, we got another one from Eric Barron. Thank you, sir. And he says, Undead Viserion is OG. Yes, he is. He is super fucking powered. He's literally over 9,000. Like, he's legit God, Super Saiyan Son God Goku. That's not even how you say it, but like, he's literally like God level Saiyan. He's even got the blue aura going for him that Goku has once he goes God level. It's getting nuts. Viserion is O fucking G. Actually, he's OD, as in original dragon, as in... Okay, I'm going too far there. I try to go on too much on a tangent there, but thank you, Eric, for that super chat. Then we got one from Thalgor. Thalgor says, yo, what up, man? What a good fucking episode. Hashtag boat sex has happened, boys. I love how Codburn was like, let me do some experiments. But Jamie, hashtag Team John. Oh, man, that's a really good one. Thank you for that, Thalgor. So, yeah, commenting on your first thing, you have boat sex, we kind of just... It has, and it's still kind of sinking in. I think you guys are witnessing live it sinking in. It's like we've known this was going to happen, and since last year, literally since last year. But it's like, really, really. It's the way they edited the scenes together is the only thing why I think it's such a crazy, like, you know, because they're literally confirming that these motherfuckers are our nephew and aunt, and then they zoom into Jon like fucking late night booty call, knocking on the door. It's got a Targaryen sigil, like, yeah, we keep it in the fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man. Jon Snow went to the barber though. His hair was looking dark as shit. Everyone's hair in costume and extra, it was crazy. It was crazy. The next thing you mentioned was Qyburn. I think you're referring to when he went and picked up the hand. He was like, yeah, let me see this. After it was killed. I will say that I thought Cersei might have taken it then. Oh, man, that would have literally broke the internet. If Cersei just died and the White would have came up to her and strangled her, oh, that would have been insane. Did y'all notice how no one was jumping up? Like, I thought the Mountain would jump up and cut him in half. Now, they left it to Sandor to yank his chain back. If I was Sandor, I would have been like, whoops, and dropped the fucking chain and just let him go the few inches further to just, tear off Cersei's face. Tear off Cersei's face. Jesus, Cersei. Jesus, Cersei. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, Jaime is going up north. I think he's going to be welcomed with open arms, especially with Brienne in camp. And did y'all enjoy Brienne and Sandor kind of getting back together? They were like, he's like, I'm not going to be the one that tries to protect her. She can protect her. I love that. That was awesome. I thought they might be at each other's necks as well. Then we got another one from Fat Too Fit Gaming, and he or she says, will Dany be Jon's Nisa? I fucking hope not. Nisa, okay, so let me, for anyone who's watching right now who's not sure what Nisa is, there is this prophecy of Azor Ahai. Azor Ahai tries to forge a sword called Lightbringer. He knew that he would need it. He knew that he would need it in order to defeat the Long Night, basically the White Walkers, the first time around. This was like 10,000 years ago in the books. And he forged the sword 3 different times before successfully forging it. The first time he forged it in, I believe it was a river. The second time he forged it in the heart of a lion. And then the third time was in the heart of his wife. He basically sacrificed his wife in order to like, what everyone takes away from that, the metaphor behind that story is that the last hero, aka Turkun, he goes by many names, but either way, he had to give up everything in order to save everyone from the Long Night. So that can translate to now, it's like Jon is going to have to kill Daenerys in order to save Westeros from the Long Night. I guess, you know, that could loosely be translated as to Daenerys would have to kill Jon, because we do know that the prophecy is gender neutral, the prince/princess that was promised. I don't necessarily know if they're going to work that into it. Like, we haven't exactly had it fully broken down like that, where someone mentions like, hey, you know, in order to get Lightbringer, in order to make this legend basically come to fruition, you're gonna have to stab her in the heart. I don't know if that's ever been discussed on the show, so I don't know if that Nisa is going to be an element they bring in. We may see it in another way, like in aspects where Jon has to sacrifice Daenerys for the greater good. Like, maybe Daenerys has been turned into a white or something. Like, I can't even think of that situation because it's just so fucking tragic to me anyway. But to answer your question, no, I don't think Dany is going to be Jon's Nisa. I think Jon will be Dany's Nisa, but I honestly think that element might be completely removed, and they both may die. You know what I mean? And like, their child is the one who's left to kind of live on and continue the legacy of its parents, like Jon Snow's doing with Rhaegar. Rhaegar, Jon Snow's father, was obsessed with the prophecy of the prince that was promised. Rhaegar actually thought himself to be Azor Ahai. And obviously that proved he didn't, so he realized that he would be the one to bring in the prince who was promised, like his son. It would come from his lineage. And Jon Snow is picking up in his father's footsteps without even realizing that. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. Thank you, Fat Too Fit Gaming. We got one from Juliet, and she says, love the episode. Theon and Jon, great scene. And please, no more Ned plus Ashara equals Jon. Now, see, I actually was more Brandon and Ashara equals Jon, but that's still open in the books. I understand that it was completely killed last year after season 6 ended, when HBO released those lineage charts and they showed if you can draw a line from Jon to Rhaegar. So it was kind of semi-confirmed then, but yes, I think it is officially squashed for the TV show, and it can almost honestly be argued for the books, because we knew that the destination would be the same. The journey would be different, but the destination would be the same. Something major like Jon Snow's parents, it's kind of like when Dan and Dave met with George to have that initial meeting, and George asked Dan and Dave, he said, who do you think Jon Snow's parents are? They answered it correctly. So this kind of confirms it for the books as well. So it almost snuffs out that argument as well. Thank you, Juliet, for that super chat. Then we got one from Diego 30s. Thank you, sir. And he says, I think they screwed up with Rhaegar's actor. He looked too much like Viserys. I agree with that, bro. I really do agree with that. I honestly thought it was him. I think the main reason being is because they wanted the wig to look the same, because he's the one confirmed male Targaryen that we have seen. And honestly, when you look at a picture of him and Jon next to each other, you can see the similarities. Like, you can literally see the similarities, and you can see the similarities between him and Daenerys, but Jon and Daenerys don't look the same. So they did a good job with picking those actors. I need to see more. If this guy's going to be Rhaegar and Rhaegar's not going to be recast if we see him again next season, I think we need to see more of than just the little side angle. And obviously, I'm going to see more of him when I go back and rewatch. So we might have seen a bit more, and I was just so enthralled with the fact that, you know, we're getting to see this. I thought it was going to lead further. I thought it was going to lead to Bran going further back, and we'd see how they initially fell in love at the Turning Hair Hall. We get the Night at the Laughing Tree. We get Lyanna showing everyone how badass Oh shit, Sir Hunts and Smokescreen, we are trending on YouTube. That is fucking what's up. Let's raise the like goal to 1,000 before I go Chris Farley all the way on you guys. Motherfuckers. So yeah, like goal is now bumped up to 1,000. That's what's up. Thank you, Bio Explorer, for bringing that news to my attention. Thank you, madam. Alright, so let's see. I agree with you, Diego 30s, that Viserys, the actor who played Rhaegar, looks a lot like Viserys. I do agree with you on that, but I think we need to see more of him. The wig almost might be the same wig. Like, it literally might be the same fucking wig. It was that dingy, stark blonde hair. I know it's not like, I don't mean like how stark blonde hair, but just like the stark. It's like a gouging color. Like, Cersei's hair was extra sandy this episode. Brown. The golden Lannister brown. I see someone who may be watching me that knows me is sending me a text message. And if Hillary, if you're watching right now, shout out to Hillary. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the, welcome to the live stream. You should make a YouTube account. You can comment on the little chat box thing. Also, Kimmy, hello if you are watching as well. Also, my girlfriend, whose name I will not say for privacy reasons because she doesn't want it said. Hello, baby, how you doing? 7 years going strong. It'll be 7 years coming up in a few short months. Oh man, I'm getting emotional here. Okay. All right. So what was I doing? I was doing something. Okay. All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we got one from Matt Z, aka Zach, and he says, "Is Tormund alive?" Popular question right now. Yes, Tormund got away. I actually made sure that I watched that. He did. It looked like him and another person, I think it might have been Dolores Ed, they were standing over to the side right before the wall. The part they were sectioned on fell, and it looked like they were able to run away. So I'm assuming they ran down to the other side. And honestly, if Tormund was going to die, we would have seen him being hit with a rock or a boulder. They would have confirmed it on screen because he's a main character. Unlike what they did with Stannis, but they thought we would all take away that Stannis would be dead. I think that's what they thought. They just didn't realize that we would still have questions for it. But I do think that, yes, Tormund is alive. Thank you for that super chat, Matt Z, sir. Then we got a super chat from Corey Franklin, and there's no message with that. Thank you, Corey Franklin. Appreciate that. Then we got one from Jeremiah Marinique. I always say your last name wrong. I'm sorry, bro. But he says, how about Theon finally overcoming his cowardice? Hell yeah. Can we all say hashtag Theon for the fucking win? I'm actually kind of glad my prediction was wrong. I thought that moment where we saw Theon hitting the beach, which was from the trailer, you can actually see it playing behind me. It'll probably be coming up within a few seconds. But we see Theon hitting the beach. I thought that was him after he saw Yara get killed. Euron is not the best dude. Euron tortures the people that are held. He tortures the dudes that run his ship. He cuts out their tongues so that they can't tell any of his secrets. So Euron is not the best person up here and, like, physically as well either. You know what I mean? Like, Euron is an asshole. So I thought that was what Euron was doing. I thought he had just saw his sister get killed. But no, that's not the case. They're going to do that. So next season, we might get to see Euron have even more of a hero's redemption arc. And by the way, shout out to the Atomic Dom. He's another YouTuber. Make sure you go subscribe to him. Me and him had a chat where he was saying that he thought Theon would die this season and that he wouldn't have a hero's arc. I just want to say, told you so, motherfucker. Told you. He is getting his hero's arc, and it will be full on. I cannot fucking wait. Oh, man, tonight's gonna be fun as shit. We're only 38 minutes in, and I think since we've hit the trending page, we've stayed at 2,600. That is fucking amazing this whole time. Go ahead and slap a like on it. We just hit 25,000 subscribers. That is fucking what's up. Everybody, hashtag Sir Hunts is gonna murder the game next year. Oh, we did that this year, didn't we? Yes, we did. We murdered the competition. We murdered the game. Why am I even saying competition? We've done very well. Very well. Thank you all so much. And without y'all, it would not be fucking possible. I know I say that a lot, but I really do mean it. Because honestly, if y'all weren't as awesome as you were, I wouldn't be as awesome as I am. And yes, once again, Jeremiah, I do agree with you. I'm happy to see. I'm glad that Theon's arc has started to happen. I want to see even more of it. I thought he was going, like, I hate seeing a dog get kicked when it's down. And Theon, Alfie Allen does this, like, natural puppy dog face. Every single look they go to this motherfucker, he's just like, and every time I see that, I hear the fucking Sarah McLachlan song, "In the arms of the angel, fly away from here." Every time that commercial comes on TV, I turn it off. That's part of the reason why I don't even watch TV anymore, for the commercials, and they always play that. But anyway, It will be. It was pretty badass. His no balls is what saved him. The dude tried to kick him in the nuts multiple times, and he was like, "Nah, no, Playboy, nah, Playboy, that ain't happening, Playboy, not today, not today." So yeah, he got kicked in the nuts like 5 times, and then I just made him headbutt the shit out of him, headbutt the super crap out of him. It was fucking insane. Oh man, Jesus Cristo. Oh man. All right, so yes, thank you once again, Jeremiah, for that super chat. Then we have another one from Matt Z, and he says, "Will we see a new Targaryen baby?" Yes, sir. Yes, we will. I think the foreshadowing for last episode with Tyrion telling Daenerys that who was next in line, she hasn't procured an heir yet. I think that was foreshadowing, as well as with Jorah and Jon Snow north of the Wall. Jon Snow tried to give Jorah back Longclaw because it was been in his house for many, many centuries, and Jorah was like, "No, why don't you keep it and pass it down to your chillin'?" Basically confirming that that he was okay with Jon Snow banging Daenerys. I will say that Tyrion, hey bro, I didn't realize you like to watch like that, man. You just gonna creep under the stairs? Like, I thought he was gonna whip out his wee-wee and start tugging on her. But did I really just say that, bro? You gotta moderate yourself, and you wonder why you're not ad-friendly, motherfucker. I know. But yeah, nah, I don't know what was gonna happen, because I can't believe they just, like, cut together the scenes like that. Confirmation that these two are aunt and nephew, and then bang, like they do it like the fucking Kama Sutra books, man. Like, come on. That was crazy. That was awesome. Yeah, I didn't realize Tyrion likes it. So yes, Matt Z, I think we will be seeing a new Targaryen baby. And once again, thank you, Zach, wink wink, for that super chat. Matt Z, you the man. Then we got a super chat from Neophyte, and he says, "So I guess Bronze Yon is the protector of the veil now." Hell yeah, I legitimate thought that, I didn't think Bronze Yon Royce would be the one to stand up and be like, "Hey, you know what? You know what? Fuck you, Littlefinger." Like, I kind of knew he would be, actually. What am I saying? Like, I definitely knew he would be, because I don't know what Littlefinger was thinking. Littlefinger basically did that same shit to him. You know what I mean? Like, when, Robin Arryn and Littlefinger were having a scene, Jan Royce tried to confront Littlefinger about giving Sansa to the Boltons, and Littlefinger said, "I didn't know." You know what I mean? And Bronze Jan Royce was like, "I find that hard to believe," and then he starts trying to call him out, and basically Littlefinger flips it around. So Littlefinger went slightly stupid in that he knew that he was going to die, so he tried to appeal to the one person there that probably most recently he's pissed off. You know, he's pissed a little off. Littlefinger, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Alright, thank you for that, Neophyte. Let's see, then we got one from Branford Rogers, and he says, "Viserion is a Daedra from ESO now. Keep killing it." Thank you for that, Branford. Daedra meaning, like, basically, okay, so the Daedra are these undead demons from another dimension in Elder Scrolls. He did look quite like a Daedra. There's lots of creatures from, I can't even remember. I'm gonna get sidetracked. Don't get me talking about ESO. But yeah, hell yeah, I agree with that. He definitely looks like something out of ESO. Thank you for that, Branford Rogers. And we got one from Matt Z, and he says, "Congrats on 25K. Well, thank you. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Matt Z. Yes, we hit 25K, and we blew past that. We're already at 2550K. All right, so let's 2550K, because yeah, that's a number. Let's set the goal. Can we hit 26,000? Can we hit 26,000? Let's see. We got 2,300 people watching us right now. I know some of you guys aren't subscribed. Go ahead and subscribe. It's my job to keep y'all entertained throughout the long night. Thank you very much so for that, Mr. Zach, aka Mad Z. We got one from Eric Barron, and he says, "Is Sir Pounce Azor Ahai?" I don't think so. Sir Pounce was Tommen's kitten back in, what was that, like season 4? Yeah, I think it was season 4 after Joffrey died. And it was mentioned, you know, like when Tommen was talking with Marjorie, and he was talking about how Joffrey used to torture Sir Pounce. So I don't think he's Azor Ahai, but thank you for that super chat. That's a good one. I love the silly ones like that. Then we got one from Peter the Noble. Thank you, sir. He says 25 subscribers, hashtag Jesus Cristo. Yes. Yes, hashtag KZSquad. I can't believe we made it. We made it through the season, and we gained like an insane. The growth has been nuts. I don't even like talking about it because I feel like it's a dream. Like I feel like I'm gonna jinx myself, and my channel will just shut down after that or something. Like it's crazy. I cannot believe it. Every single day we've gotten hundreds of new people that join us here at Sir Hunt's Reviews, and all of you that haven't done so, please go ahead and click subscribe. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is start taking some questions from the chat. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go all the way down, and these are in no particular order. I do try to get ones from people that I haven't answered questions from. Let's see. Q&A. What do you think of Jon Snow's general dumbassery and the fact that he's completely useless in anything except fighting? First of all, highly disagree with that statement. I will say that he's a pretty good negotiator. The ladies seem to like his foreplay actions with the tongue. He's a badass fighter, but he's also he's an animal lover. You know, he likes ghosts, he pets dragons. Jon Snow's got numerous things going for him. But to answer your questions, a lot of Starks do tend to be stubborn and maybe a little bit they're slow of wit and quick to react. Like, you know, they might do stuff without thinking stuff through. But I think Jon Snow, maybe because of what happened to Ned Stark, is now wiser than Ned, if that's even possible. Let's see. Q&A. Why did they emphasize on Tyrion's reaction to Aegon and Dany? I like that. I was like, hold up, what the fuck you mean Aegon? Yes, to Jon and Dany, aka Aegon and Dany, both sex. Was he jealous? Yes, he definitely was. I think I was confirming it. Last season, when Tyrion, there's a scene at the very end, the very last episode, Tyrion is getting pinned by Daenerys. She's naming him her hand of the queen. The way that she pulls the brooch out and like pins it to him, and then it was just like it was like a little bit of chemistry there. Like Tyrion looks at Dany a certain way, and it was kind of like, I feel like there might be something a little bit more to that. And everyone was kind of saying it was silly, but then they further confirmed it this year when the actor who plays Tyrion, Peter Dinklage, confirmed that he was in love with Daenerys. So they emphasized on that even more. It's like when Tyrion was doing an interview, he had mentioned how awkward it is working with someone that you're in love with. So Tyrion is in love with Daenerys, and the reason why they emphasized on that so much was to show us that Tyrion loves Dany, and it's probably really hard for him to see her and Jon Snow hitting it off like that. Oh, I see that we hit 1,000 likes. That is what's up. Let's see. Can we raise it? Let's raise it to 1,500. Can we hit 1,500 likes over here? All right, Q&A. Last week, I thought the dragon would breathe ice, but it makes sense that it's fire because fire magic and ice magic neutralize each other, right? I don't know if that's what it came down to. Like, they cancel each other out. I think it's meant to be blue flame because blue is like everything with that color blue is related to ice, so it's related to the Night King. And I think that with his powers being enhanced, meaning his flame will burn hotter, I think that's what's made that flame blue. And I know that could be a little silly way of thinking about it, but he's definitely stronger than he was, because honestly, if it was Dany on the back of him, I don't know if he would have been able to take out the wall that quickly. So I looked, and he also flied a lot faster and was able to turn and maneuver a lot quicker. So I think it could be argued, but I think the Viserion and the Night King's connection is stronger than Dany and Drogon. And I know that seems silly because Dany and Drogon have bonded over years, but Viserion is dead, so it's literally the Night King is bonding with the body of that dragon, so he can control it better, maneuver it better, and then the fact that he enhanced its powers, its flame turned blue because it burns at a hotter rate. And like I said, that last part might be a little bit silly, but I think there's a little bit to that, and I will try to explain that more in my breakdown. Hopefully you guys are you guys agreed with what I said there. Let's see, we're at 2,100 people. We're still rocking the 2K strong. That is what's up. We got a super chat from Matt Z, and he says, will Tyrion betray Dany? He looks sad about the boat sex. There's other foreshadowing, I think. Thanks again, Kevin, aka Mark, aka Sir Hunts, hashtag, or Zachary. Appreciate that, Matt Zach. I don't think that Tyrion is going to betray Daenerys. I think that if... why do I keep doing that to my hair? My hair is nappy as shit right now. I'm not trying to run my fingers through it. My curls are going to come out. Damn it. No, I don't think Tyrion is going to betray Daenerys. I do think it's possible that Tyrion will be jealous, and maybe that'll make him act a little bit colder towards Daenerys. Like, maybe he'll be shorter with her. But ultimately, like, you know, it's not necessarily set in stone that her and Jon are going to get together. You know, they did hook up, but it's not set in stone. So because it's not set in stone and Jon and Dany haven't officially announced any plans to get married, there's still a little bit of hope for Tyrion. But I think Tyrion might reconnect with Sansa. The fact that this is happening, I think he may reconnect with Sansa. Sansa is definitely ready. Like, Sansa's definitely ready to carry on a relationship. I would like to see Tyrion and Sansa get together and they rule over Casterly Rock in the Westerlands. Daenerys and Jon Snow sit the Iron Throne. And then, let's say Bran is promoted to the new Lord Commander at the Wall, and then Arya is Lady of Winterfell. Like, that will ever happen with Gendry Baratheon, aka Lord of the Stormlands. That would be sick. Such a good ending. Such a good ending, right? Right? Thank you for that once again, Matt Z. Then we got another one from Taps Fan, and he says, 25k subs. Thank you. You got as many people as the Golden Company, which how do you think they will play into next season? And also, where the hell is Ghost? Okay, so I'm actually glad that Ghost was nowhere near anywhere, because he would have died, and many of times this season. I think the Golden Company are going to come into play. Like, we'll probably see them first early off. Like, we'll see Euron bringing them into King's Landing. Now, I know I did say that I don't know if Euron is going to stay loyal to Cersei, which I don't think he will. But as of right now, from what we've seen on the show, with my tinfoil speculation aside, I think probably one of the first scenes we'll see is him coming over. Because I think it'll have to get established early on that Cersei does, in fact, have an army. I think it may be argued that Jaime will try to go and convince, like, he'll go up north and see it. Maybe he'll see the White Walkers for himself, and then he'll go back down south and try to maybe get his troops to rally behind him. He's technically would be the rightful ruler. He could argue with all of House Lannister and any of the lords that supported House Lannister that Cersei's batshit crazy, and if they go with her plan, they're gonna die. So maybe Jaime can finagle his troops back. I don't know. Finagle his troops back is what I said. I hit the can and it slid. Once again, thank you for that, Taps Fan. Let's see, we got some Q&As going off here. Q&A, what was your favorite episode what was your favorite season this episode? I don't know, I'd have to say The Wall Coming Down. Littlefinger getting his throat slit is pretty heavy on there, but I would say The Wall Coming Down just for the fact that it means that the show is in full fucking steam ahead. Not only is Daenerys in Westeros and has already started conquering it, but the Night King is coming south. Once again, hashtag the dead march south. Let's see, we're at 1,000 likes on this. Can we let's go ahead and slap some likes on. Let's go ahead and subscribe and make sure you turn your notifications on. You can also be entered into the contest. Once we reach 30,000 subscribers, you can win a mystery Funko Pop figure where it will be sent to you as soon as we reach 30,000 subscribers. But also, I'm going to entertain you throughout the long night. So yeah, once again, answering your question, my favorite scene is probably The Wall Coming Down, with a close second at Littlefinger's throat being slit. Q&A. No, seriously. That was the greatest show ever. How could they screw this up? I missed the first part of your question. See, Q&A. Will the Targaryens be immune to Viserion's fire? I don't think so. I think it's too hot. And it's not just... that's the thing, too. It's not just dragon fire. Dragon fire is already magical. It's coming from a magical creature. It's got to have some magical properties to it. I think that this is, like, even more special to that. Maybe the Night King's troops will be immune to that fire because it's got ice mixed in with it. I don't know. But would you guys not say that it's awesome that we now have a couple of ice and fire, and then we also have a dragon that is ice and fire? So it's like almost their destiny to destroy that dragon of the undead. Oh man. Q&A, what do you think Tyrion promised Cersei? I don't know what was said between their conversation. I kind of wish we had seen it on screen. I understand this episode was already really long, and there was already a lot of dialogue and conversation, but I would have liked to have seen what was said, because honestly, in that moment, I was like, Tyrion, you are a fucking dum-dum, and I would almost be okay if he was going to die so they could hurry up and get it over with, so my nerves weren't on edge so much. But I don't know what was said. I think, they obviously, Cersei didn't want to kill Tyrion, because I think if Tyrion wasn't wearing that Hand of the Queen thing, like, basically, she took from Tyrion that Tyrion was okay with dying, because Tyrion knew that Daenerys would go and raid King's Landing and kill and wipe out Cersei and Jaime anyway. So I think that's what Cersei thought. Even though Tyrion knew that that's not what would have happened, Cersei didn't know that. So maybe his Hand of the Queen emblem is what saved him, in that it didn't matter what he said, she was never going to kill him anyway. You know what I mean? she knew that if maybe he died, as far as she knows, that's Daenerys' hand to the queen, so that would mean war if she were to kill him. Now, honestly, I thought the Mountain was going to do it when Tyrion walked up to him and said, why don't you do it, man? I was honestly surprised that didn't happen. I was really shocked. I was like, what's going on with that? Let's see, we got a super chat from Jacob Morales. There is no message with that. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. While I have you guys here, usually I don't promote this during the live streams, but I will now. If you guys want, you can go join my Patreon. There's a number of different rewards. The reason why I'm gonna start promoting this more, and I have been promoting more of my videos, is because we've actually gotten like almost 20, I think like 22 or 23 patrons, and you know, you guys are basically sponsoring the videos. My videos don't really get ads played on them. When they do, it's really sporadically, and somehow like the new thing with YouTube is to like whenever I upload a video, it automatically is not deemed ad friendly for like the first 2 days of having it up, and in that first 2 days is when it would be getting the most views along with the most clicks on ads. But because it's not ad friendly, the ads play sporadically. So we have awesome things like patrons, so if you guys want to, you can show your support. You can donate I think it's anywhere from like $1 to $5. But basically that helps me out with allowing me to free up more of my work schedule in order to make more of these videos. But yeah, sorry for me going on that little tangent here. Q&A. Yo bro, Patreon gave me... Oh, I forgot. Okay, yeah. Let me do that real quick. I have the chat up too. Not that this is really, it kind of sounds like a silly reason. Oh, where is it? Where are you? I just saw you, Dom. Where are you at, man? All right, there we go. All right, Dom, I think I just wrenched you. All right, cool. All right, yeah, it's just a cool way of just showing your support. You know, you don't have to do that. Okay, so there was a Q&A that I was getting into. Oh shit, we got some super chats. Okay, so we got a super chat from Diego 30s. Thank you once again, sir. And he says, Arya said, I was the executioner, you passed the sentence. Going against their fathers, who passed the sentence must swing the sword. Well, it basically meant that they worked together. I think that was definitely a callback to Ned. The last lines for them were, I miss him. So I think that that's even more of a callback to Ned Stark, in that Ned taught his children, those who swing the sentence, or those who carry out the sentence must swing the sword. So basically those were, if you're passing judgment and that judgment is to kill someone, you need to do it yourself. So that's kind of what they did. They shared that burden. So they mixed even more of them having to do that. We saw that Bran was taken with Ned early on. And honestly, when I saw that, that was one of the moments in the first episode where I'm like, yo, this dude Ned he might not be such a good guy. Why does he want his like 6-year-old little son to see someone get beheaded? But then once you watch more, you understand. So I think that they were following by what their father was saying. They were just doing it mutually, like together. It was their way of burying the hatchet, so to speak. They came together to carry out the sentence and swing the sword. Thank you once again for that, Diego. Then we got one from Jacob Morales, and he says, what if Dany and Jon have a bastard? They wouldn't have a... Oh, well, I think they would get married before Daenerys conceived the child, so I don't think it would be a bastard. Thank you for that, Jacob. Justin Duvall, super chat from him as well. He says, love the show. Thank you for that, Justin. Glad to entertain you all. Then we got one from William Johnson. There's no message for that. I like his profile picture. It's a picture of chicken and some ranch. I like that. That actually made me extremely hungry. Thank you for that, William. Then we got one from Neophyte. Thank you, Neophyte. And he says Howland Reed shows up next season. I hope we get the Turning Harrenhal flashback. Like I said, I think we need to see a little bit more of Rhaegar. They confirmed it this episode, so honestly, they don't have to show more of Rhaegar. They did the minimal of what they had to do. But I'd like to see more of the story of them falling in love. It's not necessary for the story. It's not necessary for the average show watcher to understand Jon's lineage. But it's just something that us book readers and us online theorists want to see. It's just something that we'd like to see. We'd like to see Rhaegar maybe bash a couple of those knights. Rhaegar's a really good lancer. And you know, we also have the historic moment with, we all think, Lyanna secretly being the Knight of the Laughing Tree. So I think that would be awesome to see more of. This is actually answering a question from my friend Hillary. She said, what did Bran say Jon's real name was? It was Aegon. And that goes back to Aegon the Conqueror, the very first Targaryen who came and conquered Westeros. So Jon Snow's name is Aegon Targaryen. Sorry for not answering that sooner, Hillary, if you're still watching. Alright. This is from Fred Wicks. Thank you, sir. I haven't seen you yet. Are you just joining us? Why are you late, good lord? He says, hi, bro. What's the future for Jaime Lannister? Him and Brienne are going to be banging next season. Like, they're going to be in the same location, and they're officially going to be meeting up. Honestly, I'm kind of glad that Jaime took the path that he took. But his future, fighting whites, hopefully he's one of the, you know, him being Azor Ahai can actually kind of, you know, kind of work in his favor a little bit more now. I will say that it was interesting how y'all saw how he covered up his gold, right? Like, he covered up his gold hand. That was symbolism for he's burying his proud Lannister past, right? Like, he's not necessarily not proud to be a Lannister, but he's not proud anymore. Like, Lannisters, they adorn themselves in gold, right? That's why he has a solid gold hand. It's not solid gold. I know it's gold plated, but I'm just saying. That is symbolic for him covering that up. So he is no longer wearing his coat of arms, his Lannister goldly lions. He's no longer a Lannister. He like is by name, but that's it. I think he's turned over a new leaf, and I think he may be at the message where in the novels when Cersei sends Jaime a message when Jaime's in River Run to come and help her out when she's having her trial by the High Sparrow. Jaime burns that message. So I think we're at the point. That's where Jaime's at the end of the season. We're going into next season. Jaime is officially at that point where he's like, fuck Cersei. And honestly, I don't even know if that's his kid. So that may be a good thing. We got another one from, I know I'm going to butcher your name, Jatuan, Chicago. Thank you, madam. And she says, I'm giving you money because you said Dany and Jon on the Iron Throne. I just want them to live. Me too. Then she says, I love your curls and I am now a new fan. Well, thank you and welcome to the family. Hashtag we are the hunts. Hashtag we are the hunts. Hashtag the dead march. The dead march south. See, then we got another one from, we got one from Dan Mishler. And he says, Melisandre is totally taking out the Ice Dragon. Melisandre, really? Melisandre taking out the Ice Dragon? That's interesting. What makes you say that? I hope that's not like the season 8 leaks thing. I honestly think, and I've done a video on it, I think it's linked down below in the description. I think that the Ice Dragon will be taking out a combination of weirwood arrows and dragon glass tipped arrowheads, along with maybe even Cersei's scorpion. Man, I've got a crazy wedgie because I'm wearing these fucking basketball shorts, and with my light on, it's hot as shit in here. So yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. It is possible. Anything is possible at this point in the television show. Let's see. Let's get some more Q&As popping off from the Chizette. Q&A, excited about the Game of Thrones Bethesda video game. I saw a video on that earlier. It was a random video that got suggested to me in my suggested feed, so I can't even shout out the person who had made the video, but it was a gamer. And they were talking about it's like there's some sort of like secret link that was found to a Target website that basically shows a title, like shows a Game of Thrones game. And there was this guy who leaked that, who had been credible last year. He leaked all of like Bethesda's up and coming games for that E3 for like this E3 convention. It's a gaming convention, and he got everything right except for one. So the source sort of seems credible. Honestly, I'd be excited as shit. Bethesda is the studio that makes Elder Scrolls, so I'm deeply excited about that. So yes, to answer your question, hell yeah. If the rumors are true, yes, that would be fucking amazing. They have the best skills to make, they have the best engine, rather, to make an in-depth video game that would cause, like, you couldn't just make one game and hope to fit everything in Game of Thrones in. No, like, you need to make, I don't even know, it's gonna get me sidetracked, but yes, I am excited for that. Q&A, is Bran the Night King? No. Too much time travel involved in that. Not enough time on the story to sort of explain it, you know? See, we got 1,700 people watching right now, and I see that I see 1,000 likes still. Let's see if we can we hit 1,500 likes? Let's go ahead and see if we can raise that up to 1,500 likes, por favor. But yeah, once again, thank you, Dan Mishler, for that super chat. I'm not sure if Melisandre will be taking out that dragon though. All right, let's see. I'm looking through the chat right now to find some Q&A. Q&A, how do you think the Northern Lords react to Jon being a Targaryen? I don't know. I think the North and who the North follows won't really matter so much to Jon. Like, obviously he wants him to stay loyal to House Stark, but I think that once he gets back and finds out that how good of a job Sansa's been doing, I think he may leave that to her, and that he's set to sit the Iron Throne, so Sansa may permanently be the Lady of Winterfell. Hoping that she doesn't die in Season 8, Sansa may be the new ruler of Winterfell. And hopefully Tyrion gets together with her, since he's such a creepy watcher now. Q&A, what do you think Pod and Bronn went to talk about? I honestly thought that Bronn was taking Pod out of the room because Cersei was going to do some backstabbing type of treachery shit. But I think Bronn maybe had the chance to talk to Pod about, maybe he knew that Jaime was going to turn tail and run, or maybe Bronn thought about switching sides. I'm not really sure. Maybe Bronn wanted to talk to Pod about their camp. Like, Pod's been in their camp for a while now, so maybe he wanted to know some information about that. Oh, my mustache hairs are bugging the shit out of me right now, dude. Alright, Q&A. Let's see. Q&A, why did Jaime not take the Lannister forces with him at the end? I thought that too. Honestly, he was lucky to get away with his life. I was not sure that he was going to make it out of that scene with the mountain. I was really in genuine fear for his life. I did not, I didn't think he was going to make it out of that. So there's the answer though. Like, he was barely escaping with his life. I think that this leaves us more of an opportunity once Jaime goes up north. He may see the dead, and he may think the same way Tyrion did, and he may want to smuggle himself back down south. And I think, honestly, if Jaime confronts the troops or the houses that are still loyal to House Lannister, he's got a pretty fucking good argument. Cersei is an idiot, and if they follow what she's doing, and I just mentioned this earlier, but I don't mind mentioning it again, but Cersei, honestly, it can be argued that she's batshit crazy, and that you guys would be kind of dumb to follow her, you know what I mean? So I think he may be able to sway his troops back over to his side. But to answer your question on why he didn't take them with him now initially, is because he was lucky to get out of there with his life. Let's see, we got some super chats here. Let me get caught up with those for a second, and then I will jump back in the chat. Let's see, we got a Q&A from Taps Fan, and he says, how do I post in Q&A on Patreon? Also, do you think that Dany helped with Essos will crumble to add drama next season? Do you think all that? Oh, basically saying like all of the Bay of Dragons and everything she established. I honestly think that already has crumbled. I don't think Dario stayed for very long as the king in Meereen. I think he pretty much just turned tail and did his own thing. He went back further deeper into Essos and probably began, doing his old ways with the Second Sons. I do think that will be mentioned, that all of the progress that Daenerys made over in Essos and Slaver's Bay will be definitely taken down. And I think we might even get a first-hand look at that. Melisandre did sail to Volantis. So we do know that Melisandre's going there. Let's see. How do you post in Q&A? And Patreon, there's a link down below in the description. You can click that and you can donate anywhere from $1 to $5. And then that gives you access to the Patreon only feed. And then you can just post there. Usually I try to, whenever I have a Q&A coming up, I'll try to post there first. So that way I try to answer you all's questions from Patreon. And sometimes some of the questions that I get to, they're answered, sometimes I'll comment right then and there and answer them. But yeah, you can just click the link, and like I said, you can donate anywhere from $1 to $5. Thank you for that super chat, Taps Fan. And then we got another one from Moon Wolfhow. And she says, I'm going to judge that it's a woman just because it's a female anime figure. And I know that may not be a good way to judge or a safe way to judge, but let's just say, do you think Sam, once again, thank you for that super chat. He or she says, do you think Sam will find out the lost recipe to Valyrian steel, and that Gendry will be the new ones to forge Valyrian weapons? Yes, I definitely think that Gendry he'll be a soldier to Jon Snow, but I think he's also going to be the in-house blacksmith. Like, he'll be a Valyrian steel forger. And I think Sam may already know the recipe. We do know that the Maesters forge Valyrian steel links when they become adept in magic and the dark arts, so to speak. So they forge those links, and we do know that that Maester Luwin has forged one. Not very many Maesters forge one of those. So I think if it's not Sam that discovers it, and maybe some of those texts that he stole from the Citadel, it may be Bran. Bran looking back through like Winterfell history, and maybe he could have saw how Luwin, maybe it'll be written down in some of Luwin's notes or something. But I definitely think that it's possible for Sam to discover it as well in those texts that he stole. Once again, thank you, Moon Wolfhowl, for that super chat. Then we got one from Fred Wicks, and he says, thank you, Fred Wicks, and he says, Mark, in your opinion, is the Mountain dead? Honestly, yes. I don't know how he even sees. I think he's literally a white reanimated by science. Jon and Beric are whites reanimated by fire. All of the whites and the White Walkers are whites reanimated by ice, and I know you could argue that the whites aren't technically dead because the Night King touches a human's face and turns that into a White Walker. But it could also be argued that they die as soon as he does that, and they're just, there's so many different things that can be argued about that. But honestly, if it moves, it's not dead, right? So maybe not. I don't think the Mountain is dead. I think he's undead, yes, but I don't think that he's just straight up. Well, no, he kind of is, because he's a white reanimated by science. I do think that we may get more enhancements to him if Qyburn studies the dead tissue. Maybe Qyburn will discover a way to, another way to kill whites, basically to stop them from moving. Maybe he can figure out what makes them tick and discover some secrets about them. Once again, thank you, Fred Wicks, for that super chat. Then we got another super chat from the Why Nots. Thank you. And he or she says, Bran tells Jaime it's Euron's baby. Thoughts? That would shatter Jaime's heart. If that's the case, well, Jaime's pretty much already said fuck you to Cersei. So honestly, I think that would just be icing on top of the cake, and he would go and have babies with Brienne. And I think what maybe have made Cersei act the way she did is she saw there was 2 times when Brienne and Jaime were looking at each other. Once when everyone was talking, Cersei looks over and sees that, and then also when they're leaving, Brienne calls Jaime and goes and talks to him, and also Cersei sees this. So I think that their relationship was already kind of on the rocks. But honestly, I think Jaime is at the point where his character is in the books, whereas if Cersei were to start to send him a letter saying that she needs help or just anything trying to reach out to him, he would burn it. So he's pretty much completely past that. Once again, thank you, the Wide Knots, for that super chat. I do think that it's also possible that could be Euron's baby. That could be the way why she was talking about Euron in almost a different light. This is from Step Diane. Thank you, madam. And she says, love your show so much. Thanks. Well, thank you. Glad to entertain. She says, do you think Cersei will ally herself with the Night King? I don't think the Night King will ally himself with anyone unless he wants a new Ice Queen, perhaps. We can maybe have that influence from the novels a little bit step in and play a role on the TV show. And then you also said Qyburn was eyeing that white. Hell yeah, he was. He was like, research purposes, literally picked it up. Research purposes, there's probably going to be 1,000 memes made from that. Oh yeah, how does this work? In the next season, you're going to see that I bet you next season you're going to find out he knows a way to control the dead. He's literally, because he's already doing it with the Mountain, and he's going to tell Cersei that when the dead start coming to them, he can convert them through this conversion process and make the dead zombies work for Cersei. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Thank you again, Step Diane, for that super chat. And once again, to reiterate, I do not think the Night King will ally himself with anyone. Oh shit, we got a big super chat. This is from Michael Rivera. I don't think I've ever had that much donated to my channel. Holy shit, thank you. He says, so why do you think Rhaegar named 2 of his sons Aegon? Yikes. That's a good one. Maybe he saw what would happen to baby Aegon. Or maybe he realized that he thought, okay, so he obviously wanted to name his son after a great Targaryen. So maybe he named the first one after Aegon because he thought that was his son that was going to lead the Long Night, basically the prince that was promised, and he saw that wasn't the route that his path or his destiny was going to take him down, and he wanted to name his second son Aegon. It could be that he found out that the first one had died, and they had already pre-decided that the timeline's a little bit murky there on the television show. But honestly, I think that to answer your question, let me thoroughly answer. Let me go back to it real quick. Yeah, that's kind of a hard one. I think it was mainly because he knew that they were going to be the prince. He thought one of them was going to be the prince that was promised, and later found out that it was the other one. He just wanted to name them after a great Targaryen, and he knew that since they were the prince that was promised, they would maybe be the one to reunite the Seven Kingdoms and pick up in his role. Like, you know, he thought he was going to be the one to reunite the Seven Kingdoms because under the Mad King, you know, the kingdom was in turmoil. So it could be that, you know, he wanted them. Honestly, we a lot of us thought it would be Jaehaerys because Jaehaerys was known as the Conciliator. He was one of the best Targaryen kings, ranked up there with Aegon the Conqueror. So we all kind of knew that it was down to Aegon, Aemon, and Jaehaerys. I honestly think that it's because he knew he had great things to do, and I think that for the average show watcher, they can relate to the name Aegon because I think most of them know who Aegon the Conqueror is. So I think that they made his name Aegon on the TV show at least more because it was like, you know, I don't know if it's going to be the same in the books. I don't think George will make Rhaegar name both of his sons Aegon, especially with Fagon running around. So I think Jon's Targaryen name may be different in the novels, but I think his lineage may be the same. Rhaegar and Lyanna. There's still a possibility for Brandon and Ashara. You know, not really, but there's still that little chance. But once again, thank you for that, Michael Riviera. Then we got another super chat from Rebecca, and she says Q&A. Well, thank you for that super chat, Rebecca. And she says Q&A. Ramsay said something about a Kraken in the Iron Islands in past season, so that might be what fights the Ice Dragon. I don't know. I think the White Flyer, as I call it, Viserion, will be taken down by his brothers. It will be that much more traumatic for us to watch that. The dragon will likely be taken out by two other dragons, I feel like. But I don't think we'll see any sort of other mystical creatures like that. I think we've pretty much had our fill. We've got zombies. We saw the giants making a move. You know, we might have an undead summer. So an undead direwolf. You know, we got an undead dragon. I think we might even see some ice spiders. I just don't know. I feel like a kraken would be too fantastical. And if that was the case, then why wouldn't Euron take it with him and then summon it during that battle? You know what I mean? With his niece and nephew, but I'm not really sure. Just off of you know, instant guess, I'm just gonna say I don't think that the Kraken will play a role in that. Let's see. Grab some Q&As out of the chat. All right. Q&A. Do you believe Melisandre will kill the Mountain? A lot of people are giving Melisandre a lot of credit. I don't think Melisandre will be the one to kill the Mountain. I think Cersei may do something that causes him to die, or it would be Sandor. More likely Sandor. Q&A, wouldn't it be smart to just take out the Night King's generals? The White Walkers? Yeah, but he seems to be close by them. I think if Daenerys had worked out a solid plan and maybe taken a few Dothraki with her north of the Wall, they might have been in a position where they could have surrounded him and maybe have taken it out. But I'm not really sure. Let's see, scrolling down here. And once again, I'm reading questions out of the chat, and they're not in any particular order. I'm just trying to get questions from everyone who I haven't gotten questions from. Let's see, how many likes are we at? Are we at 1,000 likes in this video? Let's see if we can hit 1,600 likes. We got 1,500 people watching right now. I think we can hit that 1,600 likes. How long have we been rocking, y'all? We've been rocking about an hour and 18 minutes. It's getting, that time is creeping up there. Sorry about that. My chat's doing that weird thing where it glitches out, so I'll try to read it from my phone. Q&A. Do you think all those people who turned on Arya will realize how misled they were? They didn't really turn on Arya. The show played it out to appear as if they did, but I don't really think. I guess I don't really get the question. I'm sorry. Q&A, do you think Arya will take out Cersei? I don't know. Lisa, I need to make you a mod. I don't know why you're not a mod. You must have not gotten the notification thing on Patreon. Hang on, let me make you a mod real quick if my chat wants to participate with me. Lisa, where are you? There you are. Alright, so I think that worked. Okay, cool. Lisa, you are now a mod. I don't know why you weren't a mod to begin with. You're definitely part of the Patreon crew. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me jump back in this chat. We're gonna take some more questions. I'm gonna be I might be making, I don't even want to say that yet because I'm not really sure. Okay, chat, where are you? Let's see. Oh, we got a super chat. This is from Tanae Padar. Thank you, sir. Oh wow, I don't even know what currency is that. That's an awesome looking currency symbol. I've never seen that before. He says Q&A. Thank you once again. He says Q&A. Didn't Cersei tell the Mountain to kill Jaime? He definitely did. She definitely did. She definitely like basically gave him the go ahead. Like, why don't you go ahead and do that? And honestly, I wasn't really sure. Like I thought, you know, I thought it was about to happen. Both of the Lannisters brothers, I thought could have been killed by the Mountain this episode, but they weren't. But yeah, she definitely gave him the go ahead to kill him. Thank you for that super chat, sir. Let's see. We got another one from Matt Z, and he says, "Thank you, sir." And he says, "What will Dany name her baby if she's pregnant?" How about Aegon? Aegon the third, or no, it would be like Aegon the seventh. But no, I don't know. Daenerys tends to name him after her family members. I saw someone had typed in the chat earlier that the name would be Ned. I don't think Ned would be, but maybe someone from Jon's family. Maybe Benjen. Benjen saved Jon Snow's life, and I feel like Rob named his son Ned in the books, and actually Rob's son is still alive, and so is Rob's wife. But yeah, no, I don't know. I think Benjen would be a solid choice. And if you hear other people saying that they thought of that, well, they are fucking lying. Because that is creative as shit. That was on the spot. That's why you got to go ahead and click subscribe. And remember, the long night is upon us, and it's my job to entertain you. So go ahead and subscribe, like this video, comment down below. Or not comment, but you know what I'm saying. Just make sure you're subscribed and turn notifications on so that we get alerted every time I drop that GOT content. But yeah, honestly, I think Benjen would be a good choice for that name. Thank you again, Matt Z, for that chat, aka Zacky Zach. Oh shit, we got a super chat from David Mark Zimmerman. Thank you, sir. And he says, "What would you do if your condom broke and you found out your hot ladle was your aunt? Your hot lady? What?" Oh, I mean, I don't know if they used condoms back then, but honestly, man, I can't even begin to like try to put myself in that situation because that's pretty crazy. I don't know. Like I really don't. I guess I would probably be feeling pretty fucking weird. And maybe pretty, I don't know, maybe like a little bit freak the fuck out. Like I would be at a loss for words, similar to how I am right now. To answer your question, I hope that answers your question completely. That's not a word, Mark. All right, going back into the chat here. Let's see, catch another Q&A. Q&A. Clearly, Rhaegar didn't know that his first two kids were going to die, so why the fuck would he want two sons named Aegon? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I kind of answered that. I think he just wanted to name him after a great Targaryen, and the reason why the show chose Aegon, because I don't think his name is going to be Aegon in the books, but the reason why the show chose Aegon is because Aegon is a very relatable name, and most people who casually watch the show know who Aegon is. They know of Aegon the Conqueror, so it's just an easy choice, kind of like a cop out. I definitely don't think that his name is going to be Aegon Targaryen in the books. I think his name will likely be Aemon Targaryen is what my personal choice would be. It's known that Rhaegar and Aemon corresponded when Aemon was at the Wall. They were close. It would make sense. Jon Snow, one time when pretending to be Aemon the Dragon Knight underneath the Crypts of Winterfell with Robb Stark. So there's a bit of foreshadowing in that. I don't know. That's kind of a weird question. I think the only reason why it's a weird situation for us is because we know that we know what we know, so it's kind of like, I don't know. I just think they chose it just as an easy cop-out sort of thing. Oh shit, we got another $20 super chat from Michael Rivera. Thank you, sir. That's what's up. He says, so I understand you talked about a possible, once again, thank you. I'm sorry. I'm getting sidetracked right now. So I understand you talked about a possible spin-off series for Game of Thrones in regards of early and Targaryen ancestry. But do you think they will go more in depth with Balerion and the Blackfyre families? Oh, Valerion, like House Valerion. I think that has to. I think if we get anything from the Targaryen history, I think it will likely have to do with the Blackfyre rebellions. Maybe we'll get like the Rogue Prince a little bit, and maybe we'll get like the Dance with Dragons. I don't necessarily know. We do know that House Valerion plays a role in that. So I think that would open up the gate, to kind of bring that in if they did choose to do it with the Dance with Dragons and not like Aegon's initial conquering of Westeros. It's honestly kind of like a tied neck and neck for those, because George did say that he doesn't want them to do a prequel series or a spinoff, any kind of spinoff from the TV show, which we know it's going to be a prequel series. It's going to take place before the events of a Game of Thrones. George said that he doesn't want it to end up so where the show is finishing before the books. So we do have some established Targaryen history. He has written some novella about the Dance with Dragons. And also with Aegon's initial conquering of Westeros, that's established history as well. That's in A World of Ice and Fire, is pretty much documented, that whole thing. And if they wanted to keep it fresh, they could do like a small, basically like a mini series. Maybe we get like a 30 episode arc, or like 3 seasons of maybe Aegon's conquering of Westeros, and then we flash forward a few hundred years, and then we get the Dance with Dragons. So that would be a pretty interesting way of introducing, like, the Blackfyre rebellions and maybe House Valerion, reading up a little bit more into that. Thank you once again, Michael Riviera, for that super chat. Then we got one from Jeremiah, and he says, thank you, sir. And he says, how did the Unsullied and Grey Worm survive the surprise attack from Euron's fleet at Casterly Rock? Did they just stop fighting when the camera turned away? I think the only thing that my brain did to explain that was it just makes sense that they were only there to hold them in place, and then kind of they left. When Cersei called them back to King's Landing because she knew that Daenerys would be coming there, they just left them. Like, it would have been a stalemate if Euron's Ironborn fleet tried to attack Casterly Rock. They know that that's unsiegeable. Even dragons can't get to Casterly Rock, so it would have been a stalemate. So I think they were basically holding the Unsullied in place so they didn't march back anywhere until Cersei called them. Then they went back to King's Landing, and we saw them meeting up when we saw Dany and Tyrion and Jon on the ship. And Tyrion looks across and he sees the Silence, which is Euron's ship. Alright, let's see. Thank you once again, Jeremiah, for that super chat. Let's see, Q&A's from the chat. Q&A, is Tormund actually dead? Because we didn't see him die. Is it possible that he got to the part of the wall that didn't fall, or we see him as a white? I actually kind of answered this question earlier. I think him and Dolorous Ed got away. I think the way that it was cut, and I need to go back and rewatch it because my internet was cutting out during one of the most intense scenes of the episode, which was the wall coming down. It looked as though right as the wall split up, the dragon blew down at the part right in between them, and then when it split, it looks as if they made it off, like they made it to the half that wasn't falling yet, so maybe they made it down. We do know that Tormund has climbed the wall a few times, So it's possible that he scaled down the wall. Maybe he had a couple ice picks on him or something, you know. I definitely think they survived. I feel like Tormund is such a big character that they wouldn't have had us hanging like that. You know, there honestly wasn't really any cliffhangers for this episode. So that's pretty cool. Q&A, do you feel that Arya and Gendry will hook up now that Gendry and Jon are friends? I don't think that it was that Arya would need Jon's, or that Gendry would need Jon's approval. I think it was more of that Arya, is she emotionally ready to carry out a relationship? And to answer that question, no. And she may be a little bit more so after this season. She got lots of vengeance for House Stark this season. She ultimately still wants Cersei, but I think that she may be now in ending season 7. I think it's safe to say that now she may be emotionally ready to carry on a relationship. I don't think Jon's approval really had anything to do with it. We know that Arya is her own woman. So if anything, it would need Arya's approval. But I do think that with the way that she ended the season, it may be possible. Like, it may be, you know, more open to it. Let's see. Sorry, I'm scanning the chat here, trying to see if there's anyone that I missed. Q&A, how do you think Jon and Dany will react once they find out they're related, and how will it affect their relationship? That's something that I'm curious to see, because honestly, I didn't think that... I mean, I kind of knew that would happen. Like, we all knew, you know. I think... that's going to be interesting. I think it may stop them. I think it may make them hesitate a bit. You know, a bit more than they would have normally would be more willing to pursue relationship. But the fact that it happened after they pretty much fell in love, after they made love, I don't know. You know, obviously it's going to ick them out just like it will with us. But that's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of a hard question to answer. Oh shit, we got a super chat. This one's from Jeremiah again. Thank you, sir. He's quickly proven to be the MVP of the chat. He says, Queen of Maine has been asking about Rhaegar's appearance. Good question. What about Rhaegar's appearance? I think he was wearing pretty much the same wig that Viserys used. We didn't really see too much of him. I do think that the reason why they made him wear the same wig as Viserys is because they wanted to show us what the Targaryen men look like. And basically, it's supposed to be the same Jon Snow with blonde hair. I didn't really, I didn't pay attention too much to that scene, but I don't really think he looks anything like Jon. Just like Barrick had just said, Jon looks like his mom for sure. Which is funny because the actress who played his mom, Lyanna Stark, she looks a little bit like Daenerys. So maybe they're trying to tell us something there. Let's see, Q&A. Okay, so now I see more of your question. Alexandria. Okay, so I do think that I don't think he looks like the traditional Rhaegar that we were all told. Rhaegar was told to be like a legendarily handsome dude, and this guy kind of just looked like Viserys in a wig. Now you asked me about him having more muscles. Not necessarily. Rhaegar was a musician. He was also a poet. He read a lot of books, and he only became a warrior, picked up the sword, and became good at fighting because he thought he was supposed to. I don't really think the size is the issue, and I honestly don't really know if it's safe to say the looks are the issue, other than the fact that we thought Rhaegar would be more handsome of a person. It makes sense that they would make him look like Viserys. I don't think he should have more muscle, because Rhaegar was known for being a great fighter, but he was also known for being more of like a poet and a singer. So, he was good at killing people, but he didn't enjoy it. And I feel like someone who enjoys it and who's good at killing people are bigger. Not necessarily that the Hound enjoys it now, but he's also bigger and, I don't think, the muscle mass didn't really bother me too much. The fact that he was basically wearing Viserys' wig did, though. Hopefully that answered your question. Alright, so we've been rocking out for an hour and 33 minutes. Let's see, we still got well over 1,000 people watching right now. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 more questions, and then I'm going to wrap it up. I know that kind of seems like I'm cutting it short, but the reason being is because I'm going to be up until like 8 o'clock in the morning working on this breakdown for you all. So in order for me to get that done, I need to get started on it possibly a tad bit sooner than later. So yeah, before you all start trickling out of here, go ahead and slap a like on this, subscribe, make sure you turn notifications on so that way you get alerted every time I drop Game of Thrones content. For those of you on the West Coast, it'll be probably about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then over here on the East Coast, it'll be like 8 before the video drops. But yeah, that's happening. All right. Let's see. Let's get these last couple Q&A's questions in here before you all start trickling out of here like the pee that doesn't go into my toilet. There's always pee on my floor. Q&A. Tyrion's father said he could not prove he was not his son. Tyrion unchained the dragons without. What if Tyrion's mother? Nope. Tyrion is not a Targaryen. I do not think Tyrion's a Targaryen. I saw where you were going with that theory, though. I like how you slipped that in. What if? No, it is said that Joanna Lannister, or sorry, Aerys the Mad King took liberties with Joanna Lannister on her and Tywin's bed night. I don't think that timing works out, because if that were the case, then that means that Jaime and Cersei would be secret Targaryens. Now, there was this other, someone had pointed out to me that there was rumors that supposedly Aerys had somehow snuck in and banged her again before Tyrion was born, but I don't necessarily think that was the case. Q&A, does Bran know the wall is down? Most likely. He probably knows now. He was watching it, so yes, he does. Remember, he was warging those crows, and then from the ravens, from the ravens that he was warging, we could see that Bran was watching the wall fall. Like, we were watching it through Bran's eyes, pretty much. I'm checking the chat here. See if I missed anything. Q&A. The Night King set a trap. He had exactly 3 spears ready for the 3 dragons when they came to rescue. I saw that in a video. I saw that in a video, but I don't think that's the case. I think the 3 spears that he has, those are his generals. His generals had those. Like, they have 2 different types of weapon. They have those ice spears and they have those ice swords. They all had swords with them. He definitely wasn't. Like, I think I was the originator of that theory, because when I was doing my live stream, I was talking about it, so I guess I can't call myself the originator, but a lot of people had like-minded ideas with me that whole thing was a trap and setup. It was the Night King's master plan. I don't think that he had 3 spears to kill the 3 dragons. I think that just so happened to work out that way because he had 3 of his White Walker generals with him, and they all had those 3 ice spears as well, which is why one of them handed him theirs, and then the same happened when he went to grab another one and throw it. See, I think we got a super chat from Matt Z, and he says, "You make even better Game of Thrones decision you make Game of Thrones even better with these discussions." Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hell yeah, that's really heartfelt, bro. Thank you. You brought a smile to my face, lad. I hope you're not Irish, and if you are Irish, I hope you didn't get offended by that, because I don't know why. Sometimes I just want to outburst doing an accent, and sometimes it happens. It's just the first one that pops in my head is the Irish one. Q&A. Do you think Tyrion went to actually have sex with Dany and saw Jon go instead, and that's why he's just standing there? I don't know. I don't think that he was going to go have sex with her. I think he might have been going to go talk with her. But I do think that it's kind of funny that he's out there looking. It reminds me of the scene in The Walking Dead where Eugene is watching Abraham hook up with Rosita. And he likes watching. And then he admits it later. He's like, I like watching. Like, he legitimately tells that. It's pretty funny. Really funny, actually. Let's see. Q&A. What the hell is up with Longclaw? What do you mean? Are you talking about Longclaw having its eyes open? Because that didn't actually happen. That was just literally Jon Snow's hand reflecting. It was like Longclaw's eye, the stone falling out. So it was like hollow. So you could see the light reflecting off the lake. It was basically a lens flare. When Jon Snow's hand hit the ice, that was what that eye-opening part of it was. I actually discussed that in my breakdown. Oh shit, we got a super chat from William Johnson. He said, "How would the thank you for that, sir." And he said, "How would the walkers get through the wall before the dragon?" I don't think they could. You know, a lot of people thought they were gonna just walk around the wall, which I'm so fucking glad. So fucking glad that didn't happen, because that just would have been the dumbest thing. So you're telling me that this whole 8,000 years they've been waiting and they just could have walked around it the whole time? And then there was the argument that everyone made to go with that is, oh, it just hadn't been cold enough yet. God, I'm so glad they didn't go that route. That would have been so stupid. I guess they could have gotten through it maybe just in due time. Maybe if they waited long enough, they knew that Jon Snow would eventually bring his armies up north, so they could have fought him right outside the wall. Thanks again for that super chat, William. Then we got one from Fred Wicks, and he says, my little girl Mackenzie is watching and says hi. Aw, shouldn't she be in bed? Hello, Mackenzie. Thank you for that, Fred. Then we got a super chat from Zach, aka Matt Z, and he says, I'm offended, Kevin, aka Mark. Thank you for that, Matt. Do you think Dany and Jon and Dany will stay together? I don't know. That's a tough one. The morality police might bash me for that one. I don't really know. I feel like they might still do it. Like, it's already too late at this point. They've already done it. You know, they didn't have condoms back in the olden days. So yeah, it's pretty much confirmed that they're going to be conceiving a child. I don't really know how there's really a way around that. I think it's just going to be awkward as fuck. Maybe they just, I don't know. I think they will stay together. But I think there's also the possibility that could freak them out. And maybe they, like, are a thing, but they never really do it, you know? I don't know. We'll answer a couple more questions here, and then we're right about an hour and 40 minutes, so we'll start to wrap it up, yeah? Q&A, where do the dead attack first? Well, Castle Black. Probably the Glovers. The Glovers is the only one that's north of Winterfell. It's the next one closest to the wall. So maybe the Glovers. Q&A. Where is Jaime going? Yes, Winterfell. You answered your question. Yes, Jaime is going north to Winterfell. Q&A, do you think Bran being on the other side of the wall allowed the walkers to pass through? Nope. It's definitely because the Night King burned it down with Viserion. That is the reason. I got a PayPal, which, by the way, I forgot to mention that. We got a PayPal donation from Priscilla. It says Q&A. I'm trying to read it. For some reason, it wouldn't let me read it. That's weird. Hang on one second. Let me try to pull it up. And then I also saw that we got a new Patreon joiner as well. Shout out to Maddie Tharp. She just joined the Patreon crew. Thank you, Maddie. Welcome. Ours is the hunt. Hashtag ours is the hunt. Hashtag the dead march south. Let me try to pull that up to see what Priscilla said. For some reason. I think it just says Q&A. Well, thank you, Priscilla. We do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Alright, yeah, and if anyone doesn't want to do the Patreon because it's a monthly reoccurring charge, there is a PayPal link right down below in the description. It's paypal.me/SirHunts. And that's just like a one-time donation thing. Q&A, do you think Jaime is riding to join Jon and Dany? Yes, I definitely think Jaime is going north. There's no question in my mind of where that boy is going. He's going north. He's going to go help Daenerys, the new queen. He's going to join his brother and his lover. Not that Tyrion is Jaime's lover, but his lover being Brienne. Okay, so the chat officially doesn't want to work for me. Looks like it's back to looking at it on my phone. Cool. Hang on one second. Sorry about that. I had to pull up the PayPal, so I'm pulling back up the chat right now. All right, so I'm going to answer 2 more questions exactly, and then I'm going to be bouncing. All right, so let's see. Q&A, do you think Arya will use Littlefinger's face? It's interesting. Everyone kept saying that. I don't know what Littlefinger's face good will bring. He's a bastard, and everyone knows he's a bastard, so it would bring her no good. It could be argued that he could use it to go back and convince Robin Arryn to do something. How pissed do y'all think Robin Arryn's gonna be? Because Littlefinger, honestly, is the only one that he really fucks with like that. Like, yeah, he likes Sansa, but Littlefinger was his dude. Littlefinger was his dad, honestly. But, yeah, so there's that. I don't think she will use Littlefinger's face because it doesn't benefit her in any way. He's fucked over the kingdom, and the kingdom, you know, she might keep it. She may use it to, like I said, maybe convince Robin Arryn to do something, but I think that may be it. Okay, and this is going to be the last one. Q&A, did Jon even consider that the dragon could be undead now? They haven't mentioned it. No, you're right, they haven't mentioned it. I think the main reason being is because they left it for a reveal for us. They left it as like the final part of episode 6. And I think that it's going to be a major reveal. Like, you know how everyone gets shocked when Dany does the superhero landing? You know, where she flies to the ground and does that. I think that may be the same kind of reveal with the Night King when he shows up to battle on the back of the Assyrian. It's going to be gut-wrenching to watch Daenerys have to see that. But I do think that, like I said, I do think that it's going to be possible for her to take out the dragon and maybe either be killed by Drogon and Rhaegal working in tandem, or it could be killed using Cersei's Scorpion Bolt mixed with the Weirwood Arrow shafted Dragon Glass tipped arrow. And I saw there was a Q&A from Fred, and he said, where is Bronn? Bronn may be loyal to Cersei. I think Bronn maybe have betrayed the Lannisters. Betrayed the 2 good Lannisters. The only 2 that count, right? Alright, so that's it. Answer, I slipped an extra question in there for y'all. Hope y'all like it when I slip stuff in for you. Oh, man. Thank you all so much. Q&A, why did all the Bolton soldiers just go along with the Red Wedding? Didn't they have friends they murdered? Well, Stark soldiers being murdered. I think they didn't have a choice. They were just following orders. Roose gave the orders for them to do it, so they did what they had to do. They did what they had to do. Ace Newland, you watched the episode again instead of watching me live? Well, the joke's on you, because now I'm about to end this, and you have to go back and rewatch Ace Newland. You've been a subscriber since last year. You were my first couple thousand subscribers. I'm ashamed that you chose to rewatch Game of Thrones instead of chilling with me in this live stream. But it's cool. It's cool, because now you have to go back and rewatch, and we're not live. So if you type anything funny or interesting in the chat, I'm not going to see it. I'm just kidding. Alright, so yeah, let's do the do. All of you watching right now, go ahead and click like, click subscribe. You guys bashed through. We broke a record. We hit 25,000 subscribers tonight. We also hit a new high for this channel. At one point, we had like 2,800 people watching us. We hit the trending page again. That's fucking amazing. Let's let this success continue, and I will be putting out throughout this long night. I'm going to try to do at least 3 videos a week, and also I'm going to be doing weekly live streams. So we will have this. You know, I'll probably do one again next Sunday night. You guys are already used to coming here next Sunday night, so I'll probably will do one then. And I'll also be doing a Q&A before then that will also be live. And I'll those who are you know, join the Patreon family, they're gonna get first dibs on the questions. So yeah, you guys will be alerted first. Also follow me on Twitter. You guys get alerted for things relatively quickly as well. But I want to thank you all so much for rocking with me for these what has it been, 2 hours. I love you all so much. I love your beautiful faces, you beautiful bastards. You know, stealing lines from the boy Philly DeFranco. He's the fucking man. Okay, so yeah, before I get real quick, Count of Thrones 2.0 has been announced. It will be in Dallas, Texas next May. Make sure y'all come out and see me. Hopefully I'm gonna be on some panels. Yeah, make sure you go to it's linked down below in the description. Go subscribe to them on Twitter so you get updates, and then join their mailing list. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please slap a like on these videos, click subscribe, and then after this is finished, leave a comment down below, and you can be entered into the contest to win a lovely Funko mystery pop figure for once we reach 30,000 subscribers here on YouTube. My name's Mark, and I want to thank you all again so fucking much for rocking with me. This has been Sir Hunt's Reviews. Oh, they're offending Scottish people now. God damn it, Mark. Oh, there's my outro. And alright, I will see you beautiful people later. Thanks again, y'all. Peace.